Good everybody, what's up? Robett Hollis here. Just finished getting the day started actually, so just kind of cranking away. Alright, I need to talk about something, and what I need to talk about is what the hell happened to Switch TV? Great question, Robett. Let me answer it for you. So just to rewind to give it a bit of context, in February a certain TV broadcaster was not going to cover Lydia Ko defending a championship down in Christchurch. We gave a deadline. We said, hey, we'll do something with it, and we ended up creating this thing called Switch TV. We partnered with a tech company called Mish Guru, and we basically covered it all through Snapchat, which went pretty epic. Now basically after it we realized that what we'd essentially created is a second screen experience that hadn't really existed before for sport, utilizing I guess mobile devices and stuff. So we had the idea, well, hey, if we could do that for Lydia, why couldn't we potentially expand it out and kind of run it as like a bit of a social TV network type thing? And that's what we tried to do. So what happened was we put word out to everyone and said, hey, I want to partner with a media company or a telco. And funnily enough, we were approached by a broadcaster, and we met with the other telcos and stuff as well. But the reason that we wanted to go with the broadcaster as the partnership was because they had access to content, and that content ecosystem was something that we could probably leverage off, especially on second screen experience on mobile devices. So we decided that we'd want to partner with Switch TV with a certain broadcaster and telco. Now what ended up happening was oh shit, this guy just cut in front of me, sneaky bastard. On a Wednesday night, I got a phone call, and it was about 10 o'clock at night, and basically we were going to sell 30% of Switch TV, the New Zealand rights, just New Zealand, because we're going to prove concept here, for 350 grand. And then we're going to leverage that, get the system in place, get the team rolling, utilize the back end from front side with the video production, us with the IP at the top, and then them with the exclusive access to content, so you didn't need to worry about content rights. So 30%, 350 grand. Basically, we had the big meeting lined up for a certain Thursday. We'd already met with them a couple times before. They're all cool. They've got to make a move in a space. And the night before, at 10 o'clock, I got a phone call on a Wednesday night from a certain someone, which will name anonymous. And they said, hey bro, just giving you a heads up that tomorrow might turn a little bit funky, was the word. And I said, I know you're not allowed to say anything, but let me guess. You're about to get a take, because there'd been rumours brewing around a telco bid over a certain broadcaster. And I said, let me guess, that you're about to announce some type of potential merger tomorrow. And he was like, no reply. I was like, okay. And let me guess, you'll be buying the telco in New Zealand, but then they'll probably get bought out globally with someone else. No reply. Okay. And let me guess, because then now a telco owns the broadcaster, you as the investment arm or anything below it, as part of the business, won't be able to make any more moves. Okay. And then let me guess, the reality is every single check that's going to get written is going to get absolutely handbraked, because you're going to have to go to someone else up the food chain. Got ya. So next morning I wake up, and right there, boom, a certain telco taking over a broadcaster, handbrake the entire thing, and that is what happened with Switch. So now there's a Commerce Commission, and there's obviously the two big mergers between the two media companies and a telco and a broadcaster, and we got skunked a day before we were supposed to have the big lockdown to get the ball rolling. So timing is always a very interesting thing, and as pissed as I was that that deal would not be happening, I was then kind of secretly stoked, because literally, 6 months before or whatever it was, I'd predicted that literally that telco would potentially buy that broadcaster. So timing, right and wrong, bit frustrating, but interestingly enough, in the last 2 months, there's been a bit more of a pivot on it, because I actually think there's legs to it, because what's actually happened now is with Facebook's API launching out a lot more with the Facebook Live stuff, you've actually started seeing a lot more news organizations, which is what we're trying to roll down for the Switch thing as well, start to integrate in Facebook Live as an outlet for their content. So I don't know if you would have seen in New York recently, they had a big a guy tried to climb the Trump Tower, blah blah blah. Basically, I think it was like 14 different news organizations ran it through Facebook Live, not actually live stream on their tier 1 TV network. So Facebook's live Facebook Live API, and they actually just open up the back end for Weibo for China, YouTube Live, and a whole bunch of others if you're using something like a DJI Go or whatever. So anyway, so the point is, the concept that we had was totally on point. We got skunked on timing, but the good thing is within that time now there's been a lot more progression in the space. And if you look at these big news organizations, they're literally using Facebook Live mobile videos, more smartphone content integrated in. So the two things: one, Switch still has legs as a potential social TV network, probably driven a little bit more around potentially the Facebook Live stuff, but then pop-ups through Snapchat, which is fine. But even bigger than that is, I'll just throw one prediction out there really quickly before I go to my next, is I believe in New Zealand in the next 18 months, someone will create a Facebook Live TV show that lives on Facebook, that has a bigger reach, a bigger audience, and bigger monetization, more engagement, like, shares, comments, reach, everything, than a traditional TV channel. So I think in the next 18 months, a social TV show of like a weekly, I'm not saying it's like Paul Henry Live just on Facebook or something, I guarantee in the next 18 months, and the numbers that come out of it will get monetized and commercialized through the content that they create on there. So that is my prediction with what I think is going to happen in the next 18 months due to all this crazy social stuff. So when I've been asked, I got asked literally yesterday, that's why I forgot I actually had to do a video, is what happened to Switch. And basically in this situation, timing was a bitch. See you guys soon. Peace.